Hello, and today we have a surprise.
Big surprise.
Big surprise. So, this is the Todd McFarlane Designer Edition Spawn. And I was really happy when we got this in the mail. This is gonna be a really cool review. He definitely exceeded my size expectation. I thought he was just gonna be your average, you know, like that height kind of a figure, but no, he's definitely a big boy. So we're gonna review the box art. So one thing I do have a complaint for Amazon. I don't want to get copyrighted or anything like that. They sent us the box in like really bad condition. Like look at that. It's
they
like
messed it up.
They messed it up bad. It was like actually embarrassing. But it does have some nice box art. Nice good picture of him there on the back. Yeah, on the side, another cool picture of him. And then Spawn. He's a McFarlane Designer Edition. Huge.
He's a big boy.
So now we are going to unbox this bad boy and see what he's all about. Alright guys, so first in hand impressions, this guy is really cool.
He's a beast.
He is very big, like I said. Like in comparison to my head, that's how big he is.
And you got a big head.
I do have a big head. I'm gonna admit that. So basically, yeah, this guy also comes with an actual like cape, like it's cloth. Which is something that you don't really typically see in a lot of the McFarlane Spawn action figures. So this is a nice little addition. But yeah, that's just the first-hand impressions. We're gonna take a deeper dive into him later in the video. Let's go ahead and review his accessories. Alrighty, so this is all of his accessories, and boy, do we have a lot. Alright, so we're gonna start out with the big guns first. These big weapons. He comes with a plasma sword of some kind. It's a very cool design. You can tell that it's a kind of like a technology look, right, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
I do like the idea with the translucent green plastic, because that's kind of Spawn's whole idea, like main weapon, necroplasm. So I really like that McFarlane added that small little touch.
That's a really cool blade, dude.
It is a really nice blade.
You know, I bet you anything, like in real life, like this would probably detach from this too. Because this looks like a separate blade system.
It looks like a separate, yeah. It even has like little blades like on the side. Like that's actually really cool.
Pretty neat.
Pretty neato. Next is this weapon. This one looks almost the same, but not really. I don't know what weapon this is. I think it's like a claymore of some kind. But I do like the...
Looks like a futuristic axe.
Yeah, like an axe. I do like the
axe.
Kind of like the technology work on this one. Is like a pipe that leads to the other end of this, and we got all kinds of intricate line patterns. I like seeing that in certain axe figures. Yeah, again with the same idea of the green translucent plastic. It's very, very nice. And next we have a spear.
That is so cool, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see the green plastic on this.
That tip would have been nice.
That would have been cool too, but it's okay. It still looks amazing. There's like actual like design and texture in there, if you can see it. Yeah, which I think is pretty cool. I don't even know how they do that.
That's a pretty long blade though, dude.
It is, like,
it's at least a good 7 inches.
Yeah, it's very big.
That's the longest one for sure.
Yeah, and then he comes with 2 small daggers. So we got one kind of like Rambo
One looks like a Bowie blade type deal.
Yeah,
Rambo-ish.
and this one is like a...
Kind of like a half samurai sword.
Yeah, samurai. That's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do say I prefer this design over this one, but this one still looks cool. Again, translucent green plastic. Looks really cool. And what's cool about these accessories is that you can actually attach these blades onto whichever weapon. So it's kind of like a pick your poison kind of deal. You know, you can have it on both sides. Can you attach both? Oh my gosh, you can attach 2 weapons on a weapon.
That is so cool.
This guy is...
See if you can attach these onto those.
Yeah, hold on. We gotta test this. Alright, so, yeah, you can only attach 1 blade on the sword. But that's still pretty cool. I like how... One thing I do like about action figures is I don't like having to store my accessories in little baggies. So it's nice that he made a system to where we could put them on the figure and store them there.
Yeah, no kidding. Will that attach to that?
No way. Will it?
I don't know, I'm just asking. Looks like it's got a knob there.
I don't know what we're creating. Yeah, it's not gonna fit.
That's not gonna work. Okay,
Yeah. Well, now y'all know. So next he actually comes with this really cool looking shield. If you can't tell, it actually has a Spawn, like the Spawn logo on it. You can barely see it, but like these are the eyes, and it has that slit down the middle. Yeah, but it's a really nice hunk of plastic, you know, it's translucent green. I actually really like the concept of this, and I think they should incorporate it in some other Spawn action figures. One thing I will say about the accessories is they are cool and everything, but this material that they're made out of is kind of bendy. So you want to be very careful with where you place these.
Yeah, I wish they'd have been a little bit more
just a little bit firmer.
Yeah, would have been nice.
Yeah, because honestly, this is like very, very risky. So just watch out with that. And now we are
Don't let your dog chew them.
You definitely don't let your dog chew them. Yeah. But now we're gonna go on to the figures. Whatchamacallit?
The details of the figure.
Details, yeah, details, and his articulation, which is something that we look for a lot. All right. So, taking a closer look at the action figure, he has a long blade coming out of this arm, very noticeable. It is not removable. Don't try to remove it. Trust me, do not try. As I said earlier, cloth cape, which is
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. His shoulder pads do move a little bit, you know, so you can get some decent arm articulation there. What do you think about the shoulder pads, Dad?
I think they look pretty darn cool. I mean, they do move around, so that kind of helps a lot with being able to move the arms up and down a little bit, and up, you know, forward and back, which is kind of cool. Because if this didn't move at all, it'd be really you would have.
Yeah, you basically have like no articulation, especially with this big guy right here.
Definitely, like this one would really.
But they do move, so that's
it helps a whole lot.
Really gonna help, yeah.
And that looks. I mean, look at the design on that. Is super cool, bro. I mean, that's like wow.
It kind of reminds me of like the face of Malbogia, or like one of those like demons that you would find.
It's definitely neat.
I also like. He just looks like overall very technologic. I kind of like that, you know. He also comes with the big classic boot that, you know, is in the Mortal Kombat games and
that is
comics.
A huge boot.
This is a huge dang boot. Like, and I love the spikes that they put on the sides and all the intricate details. He literally has skulls like everywhere you look. Like there's some in the knees, one in the crotch, which is
kind of
odd. Yeah, I'll admit.
He's dead down there.
Yeah. And we also have 2, like, very tiny ones right here.
Is that a skull right there, dude?
There's even a skull on his back. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like
really tiny.
Really tiny. He also has storage, weapon storage. So if you wanted to put his weapons on his back, you could totally do that.
Or his shield, maybe?
Or his shield, yeah. His arm gauntlets, very cool. Look at all those spikes. Very Spawn-like. This one is kind of just like a hunk of metal with a peg. You know, one thing I don't like about shields is that there's always this piece that's just kind of out there when the shield's not on him. It's like, if I don't have the shield on him, I feel like this is just going to be a little bit annoying. Yeah. But I mean, that's just one little minor thing. But everything else seems pretty cool.
Yeah, the only thing I would change, I guess, if I had designed the piece is I would have made it to where you could take the sword off right here.
Yeah.
And where you could take this off once you don't want to have the shield on.
Yeah, because like I said, it's just that peg. I don't know why.
You don't always maybe want to have this on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For certain poses.
Yeah.
It's going to make it a bit different.
I will say, though, he's a very, he manipulates pretty easy, pretty smoothly. Like, you can see he moves around pretty
he's not very tight.
Without too much effort. That's pretty cool. I do like that. And I mean, the detail on him is amazing. I will say that.
There's a lot of texture,
Yeah,
a lot of texture to the suit.
He seems pretty solid too. Like when you think about I feel like he's made very well.
Yeah. He has some decent weight to him. I feel like he definitely is posable in a lot of ways. It's just having this big blade limits that posability for a lot. So like if you wanted to like doing like parkour or something, good luck, because I don't think I'll be able to.
He ain't gonna be doing any push-ups with that thing on.
Yeah.
But you know what I also noticed too that's pretty cool about this one is even though it's got some kind of minimal torso movement, that's one of the only things too that kind of frustrates me a little bit. I don't know. I feel like the torso movement is just not like.
Yeah, it's not
really
all there.
Yeah.
It's. But
that's the only part.
He does move in other areas rather smoothly. It's just that torso that's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
Or. Yeah, I think it's definitely the torso. His head does actually have some design on it too. It has like this. Like kind of night-looking helmet. It reminds me of medieval Spawn.
Yeah, kind of
more than it does like a manga Spawn or mongoose, however you say that. And there's just spikes everywhere. Be careful, because there's even spikes like behind him on his shoulder. I mean, elbow. I don't know what I'm saying.
They're on his elbow. That's funny.
But yeah, one thing I did find weird though was that if they were gonna make this sword unattachable, if we look at the box, the sword is like also that translucent green, but here it's just silver. Yeah. So I find that very odd why they wouldn't make this like a translucent green. I think it would look,
or they should have added some like translucent green highlights on
it. I feel like it would look a lot better translucent green or with some green highlights on it, but it's still kind of cool, But now we're going to really take a deep dive into the articulation because I am curious on how this guy can pose and function. So we're going to do that next. Alrighty. So head articulation, pretty standard, Can go about there, right there. You can look up to there, downwards like that, Honestly, when he's looking down, he looks a little bit more intimidating. I don't know why, but it kind of does.
Like he's looking down on you.
Yeah, and his head can also do a full rotation. So if that's something you were open to, then
if you were trying to do the Exorcist,
I know, right? As we said, his shoulder pads do move, so it offers more arm articulation. They can go up to there. This one probably can go higher since. Oh, never mind. No, it's the same. It's the same on both arms.
It is, yeah.
Which is actually pretty cool.
Let me see. Lift them up and show the screen.
Yeah, so like...
That's all the way up, I think, on both, right?
Yep. It's just like, T-pose, basically.
That's pretty cool, though.
It is pretty good articulation, especially for these big shoulder pads. I'm impressed for the arm articulation that they were able to do that. Mm-hmm. You also do get some in between the joint right here, so he can bend his arm. Let me see. He's still a little bit tight.
Yeah, I did notice he's tight in some spots. Like there's some areas where he's tight.
You just gotta break him in, but he can make a little,
little flex.
Yep. Do that on both arms. And then we said the torso articulation kind of iffy. Not really there.
Too good.
But frankly, I don't really think I'm going to be doing any crazy poses where you need torso. But I mean, a lot of people probably will do that, so just keep that in mind. His legs can kind of like the thigh can turn this way, can turn that way. Yeah.
So it can turn in or out.
Yep, or like a pivot, and it goes up to about there. It's not really like the highest up, but it is decently
That's
up
decent.
there. Especially for this kind of figure, because as you can see on his hip, he has like a lot of sculpt work. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive how high he can go for this amount of sculpt work. And then he can also do a full, oh, never mind, not a full, like half bend at the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not full.
Does the other knee bend too?
Yes, it bends. This one's a lot looser than
Yeah, I noticed that
this
this side is definitely more flexible.
Yeah.
Or like looser.
Maybe because of the
tight.
boot, or maybe just because we haven't used it. We just opened it. But either way, this one is a lot more smoother. Foot articulation, he
decent.
more like ankle articulation.
Yeah. Nothing in the toes.
He doesn't have toe articulation, which is kind of sad. You know, I do like toe articulation, but I mean, it's fine. Overall, I'd say for this figure, I'd say like a 8.5 out of 10 for the articulation.
For sure.
I mean,
Considering
what we're looking at, like this,
with all the restrictions he's got, or that you would think he would have.
it's pretty good articulation for.
Definitely.
Alrighty, so now we're gonna go through final thoughts on the figure, and maybe some things we might not like or would change. Alrighty, guys, so this is the final thoughts, and yeah, he can do a spawn split. Isn't that crazy?
That is pretty cool, dude.
Hey.
I had no clue he was going to be able to
I
pull that off.
had no clue either.
We managed to pull that off.
Yeah, you just have to turn his thigh a bit inward, you know. But anyways, so final thoughts on the figure. Really cool overall. Some things, there is some annoying things that I would like to point out, like the material of the weapons, or this annoying peg that's just gonna trigger my OCD.
Or this foot that just never sits down on the ground.
Yeah, or this irremovable blade. You know, he has a lot of things that definitely could use some work.
Right.
But
I want to say that these might be removable, but we haven't tested it. So maybe when you get yours,
you can test
that out.
it. Tell us in the comments.
Yes, definitely comment. So yeah, try to see if you can remove both of these, because I want to say maybe both of these could be removable.
Potentially, yeah.
Overall, I think he's pretty good.
He is pretty good for what he is. He's good for what he is. He has a lot of texture on literally every part of his body. I like some of the design. I like how he has spikes like pretty much all over his body. It's something I would expect from Spawn, more than any character. So he's definitely packed with spikes. He even has the classic skulls everywhere on his body. Like I feel like everywhere I look, I'm just seeing a new skull.
Right.
But
I can't get over this tiny little skull in his back. That is funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, you'll have to see that on your own, guys, because it's like super small.
But one thing that also kind of annoys me is this storage system on his back, where it's like just 3 pegs sticking out. I like that it's there, but I just don't like the way it shows, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying. But at the same time, I appreciate that it's there. I just wish they did it in a different way, a different approach to that.
Attach.
Yeah, the weapons do attach, but be careful when you are attaching them, because you could actually bend them. Because that's how fragile the weapons are. But I mean, overall, he's good for what he is. You know, I mean, on the website, he is like $40. We got a discount on this guy, so I mean, I think it was worth the discount. I personally don't think he's worth $40.
Hey, if you want your chance at a free one, like and share, and we'll see about getting you one delivered to your home.
Yeah. No
cost to you. Right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. But again,
what do you think overall? I think he's a solid.
He's a solid
8.5
out of 10. Yeah. 8.5. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, for me, considering how bulky he is, how bulky some of these items are on his body, like considering all that, and that he can articulate them pretty decently with all that.
And do a spawn split.
It's definitely an 8.5 for me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, some work could be done here and there. Some things, details, you know, that we could probably get better. It could have made it closer to a 10, you know, if you ask me. But
I mean, at least make the weapons a little harder, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
this is essential.
That's a big one for me.
Yeah.
And again, for me, removing these would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to always have this big old sword.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
What if I want to do him with a one-hand push-up? I can't even do that.
But nonetheless, guys, 8.5 in my opinion. What do you think?
I agree. 8.5.
8.5. Cool.
Yeah.
I think we're solid on that.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, he is really good. He is an attention grabber, which is something that a lot of collectors look for. So
for sure,
if you're looking for something to grab attention, this guy is definitely for you.
Definitely not a bad addition to your collection.
Yeah, he's not exactly bad. I mean, for what he is, he's really good.
Right.
And it might not even be for most people because, I mean, when I think of Spawn, I think of like this symbiote kind of looking thing. This is more of like a robotic looking
Spawn.
Thing. Yeah, so if you're more of like an original guy, this might not also be for you. It may not be what you're looking for when it comes to Spawn, but I still think he's a great figure, and I do recommend getting him for
cool
attention, you know?
Definitely.
But yeah, those are the final thoughts, you know. Decent comments. Articulation, you know. Weapons look cool, but could be a bit firmer. But overall, 8.5. Pretty good.
I'm with you on that.
Thank you, Mcfarlane. We'll see y'all on the next one. Stay tuned for Yujiro Hanma.
That's right. Coming up soon.
Coming up soon. I'm excited for that one.
Me too. That's going to be awesome.
See y'all.
Bye.